Alligator hands.
It's a fast one too.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of E-Time, episode 244.
So it's weird not seeing screen recording on our thing over here.
Oh, yeah, you're not used to this.
No,
It's been a long time.
I'm used to like whenever we're recording V-Time to have a screen. Hey, we're recording. Now we can't tell.
Yeah, it's the very first in-person V-Time for a while. With that, start off.
And like her husband is really on board with this whole proud of her. She got her first milk jug and gives it to the dude. It's like, how's it taste? You know?
You know, I've been thinking about coming back into Vanguard. What do I got to do to get started?
Well, we have some starter decks you could try.
Yeah, but this is a structure deck. This is going to be very strong.
You can also buff them with these.
Yeah, but these are naked. How do I protect these?
You want protection? We got mats and sleeves.
How am I supposed to keep up with all of this?
Got the box for your decks and then your dice for your gameplay.
Yeah, but this is all newer stuff. If I want to play with my old stuff.
Well, glad you say that, because we got some vintage products as well.
This stuff is awesome. Where can I get more of this?
50 cards!
All this and more at 50cards.shop. Use code TDHeroes for a discount.
You got some fun support. You got a really big boss unit to talk about. But first, let's start off with some Dragon Empire.
This is Drag Ritter Morshed. You are grade 2 under the unyielding sword. Anyways, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if your persona ride this turn, this unit gets 10k at the end of the battle. And if your opponent's grade 1, if your opponent has 1 or less rear guards cost, put a card with the same card name from this unit from your hand into soul, and then increase or decrease this unit's critical to 2 until the end of the battle.
It's the same cycle that we've seen with Stoicheia, Keter, and I think Brentgate.
Does everybody collectively agree that?
Sorry, Dark State's not Brentgate.
Yeah, true. Does everybody collectively agree while it's an okay effect, it's not going to be anything in the meta?
Iglesia is better than Dark States.
What's Dark States?
Dark States condition has 10 or more cards in Soul.
Oh. Yeah, that's rough.
Philip went on a rant last time about that. It's like, we both agreed that this is unusable. Because literally, Barrow is the only one that could even think about using it, and it probably wouldn't.
Yeah, but the fact that you have to put a copy of it from your hand into the soul, and Persona Ride, so there's 2 conditions.
There might be something for it in the future. We'll see. But next,
but yeah, it's trash.
We got Stealth Dragon Rising, and yes, this is Soju Doshi support, not just because its name's Stealth. It's a grade 2 auto when this card is put from either deck or rear guard into soul by your card's ability. If you have a Vanguard with Soju Doji in its card name, you may bind this card. So it's the same as the promo that they keep using. And then auto, when this unit is either placed on rear guard or put into Guardian Circle, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Soju Doji in its card name, this unit gets power +5, shield +5. If it's put on the Guardian Circle from Bind Zone, it gets an additional 5.
So 10k shield and 15k attacker.
Yeah, 15k shield possibly if you call it from Bind Zone. I don't
15k shield. My bad.
I don't. The first ability is good. They need more cards to that ability. The shield ability is...
It's a 15k shield. It's not bad.
Yeah, but the problem is the deck space. The deck was already tight with space.
No, true.
And are you going to cut pieces that are already running this engine for just a shield? Because the attack is not really that needed.
No, true.
So it's okay. It's you might see a tech of 1 or 2 of it. The card you are going to run quite a bit, which is fun, is Avidity Slaper. It is a grade 1 double rare for Favernil.
Oh, yeah.
Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard from hand, you may put a Purgatory Deity, Dragon Deity Favernil from your right. Reveal it from your ride deck. If you revealed it or your Vanguard is the Vanguard. Cost Soul Blast 1. Search your deck for up to 1 grade 3 card with Favernil in its card name. Put it into your soul and shuffle your deck. And then auto rear guard, when this unit boosts a grade 3 or greater unit, this unit gains power +2, making it a 10k booster until the end of turn. And if your total of your grade of your Dark States cards in your soul is 13 or more, you choose one of your units and it gets power +5.
So 50k booster, but the fact that you search.
So I don't think you've played Favernil since they got the new card. So
I think No, yeah, I faced against
Yeah.
Lon, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry I rushed it down quickly.
Yeah, so the thing is that the new Favernil wants to be in Soul. At the end of the turn, it rides itself from Soul.
Oh, that's right.
So this lets you just straight tutor it out of your deck in the early game, so you can just straight ride it. You don't have to like start digging for it.
True. And plus, the faster you get it, even if you just put more copies into it, you can just, it fills up quickly for what you need for the condition.
Yeah, so it just helps you get grade 3 cards, which is what you want because you want to get to your 13 count, and they'll help you kind of turbo into it. And then you can just soul blast cards that is lower grades like zeros and stuff.
Yeah, no, Lon used it that one day, but Hound Razor, as you all said, it wasn't the tier.
I'm sure Lon and Phil will be happy about this card. It's a pretty decent card. But next, you got to talk about the big reveals on Tuesday. Starting off with some generic clan support.
So this is a grade 1. It's actually a high beast, but that was in terms for Hand Razor, but it's not anyways. So Knowledgeable Eagle, it's a grade 1. Auto rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If your Vanguard has only one clan, you may put this card into your soul. So very specific, which Cater has a lot of fucking counters, so it helps out. But the other ability, Auto, when this card is soul blasted for the cost of your card's ability, if your Vanguard has only one clan, soul charge 1. It's an okay. It replaces itself as well.
It's okay. I think this card's better in Ezel than it is for the deck we're going to talk about. Because in Ezel, you soul blast at the beginning of your main phase to look at the top 3 to call something. So you soul blast and then just soul charges back, so you don't use your soul.
No, true, but like if you're using Ezel, you can play the order.
Yeah.
So search is free.
But that's also clears itself on the back row of your circle, so Ezel can call to the back row as well. So I can see this using Ezel. This is made for, obviously this is coming out with the Minerva leaks, so you're going to be soul blasting with Minerva. You can soul blast these to keep keeping your soul in.
Yeah.
I doubt you're going to run this in Minerva because the other cards are just better.
Yeah, Minerva already has tight space, but
this is nice.
This is the cheap man's.
This also might be very important in the future if we get more like OTT or Angel Feather or something like that may or may not want to use it. It could be useful because it's just any clan. So it just.
I'm of the short, small list of people who are saying stop giving Cater encounters.
Well,
we have too much.
You can thank the original series for having 6 freaking clans in that nation versus everybody else.
Yeah, they
had the most, so he's going to get the most. So sorry, buddy, buckle in.
We're still technically missing an OTT one.
You're still missing OTT, Angel Feather.
Angel Feather. I think those are the only 2.
Yeah, the only 2. We've already got the other 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, expect those to come in the future. Next up, we got a triple rare from Minerva, not the grade 4 we were mentioning last week. Clear Magic Vivini, yeah. It's a grade 2 continuous. If your Vanguard is only one clan, if your clan is only Genesis, this card belongs to Genesis. Auto, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Minerva in its card name, this cost can also be paid with Energy Blast 3. When this unit is placed on rearguard from hand, if your Vanguard's clan is only Genesis, cost Counter Blast 1, draw a card, choose a card from your drop, and put it into your soul. And then Auto Rearguard, when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Minerva in its card name attacks, if your Vanguard did not stand by your card's ability this turn, cost Counter Blast 1, stand this unit, and it gets power +5. Wow. I mean, draw power, recycle. You get to recycle your... is it Chamomile? The grade 2?
No,
the grade 2 of the ride line that you keep counterblasting from your soul to get back. You can keep recycling those now.
Multi-tech.
They're going to recycle the grade 4 that we're going to talk about because it's kind of dumb. It replaces itself and it's just a restandard. And this also, fun fact.
Well, it's a restandard.
It works on your opponent being grade 2 to restand because it just needs a Minerva Vanguard. So on your first grade 3 turn, it's still a restander on rearguard.
Yeah, but it's a restart. Like, but the fact is, like, if you had when it attacks first, it has a restand. So if by some miracle you can restand your Vanguard again, which actually I didn't even take a look at the cost.
Well, no, it says if your Vanguard did not stand by a card's ability this turn.
Yeah,
so it has to be the first attack.
Yeah, that has to be the first swing. So unless there's another ability, I'll take a look at the second, anyways. Your thing messes with me.
Gear.
Why do you do this? Why do you?
Because that's how it normally is. Anyways, But we got to talk about the grade 4 because, this is pretty fun with the grade 4.
I'm going to read this one.
Go for it.
So the grade 4, which has the exact same art as her Stride version.
What's the name?
The name is Ultimate Regalia of Almighty Minerva. She actually does look very beautiful, I'm not going to lie. But so her ability is continuous. This card cannot be ridden other than by this card's ability. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets all of the following. So even if your opponent is at grade 2, it doesn't get this stuff.
Yep.
Which actually does kind of matter a little bit.
Yes.
So the other continuous abilities that it has is continuous Vanguard. During your turn, all of your front row units get power plus 10k. Right off the bat, pretty much Persona Ride numbers. And then Act, Soul, Cost, bind a Ominous Regalia Minerva, which is the OG, from your Vanguard, and put a card from your hand into the Soul. Ride this card as stand. If you put a card whose client is only Genesis for this cost, and you have not ridden during the ride phase this turn, this unit gets continuous Vanguard. All of your front row units get power plus 5k until the end of turn. At the end of that turn, retire this unit and ride the card bound for this cost as rest. And the last auto ability, notice it has all 3 abilities. The auto one is Vanguard once per turn. When this unit attacks, cost CB1 Soul Blast 3. At the end of that battle, stand this unit and it gets minus drive 2k at the end of turn. Okay. Yeah. No, so it can't re-stand anymore. So that's how I was taking a look at.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
This is basically Bushy Road saying, here's a Stride.
Without the Stride.
Without having a Stride.
Because right off the fact that it does, like, the fact that your opponent has to be grade 3 or greater, so you can't pull this off as soon as you get to grade 3.
And you have to put a card from hand in the Soul, so it's just like paying a cost for Stride to discard it, but it goes to Soul.
Which it helps out, and it's not really a cost, because it helps out this specifically, because if you're going to be putting in Genesis.
Yeah.
So it is nice. So I don't think anybody's actually going to ride this if you're going first.
You can't ride it if you're going first. Your opponent has to be grade 3 or greater. You can't, the ability to ride itself, you only gets the abilities if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater.
Well, it says this card cannot be written other by this card, but it says comma, and if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, this unit gets all the following.
Yeah, so you can't ride it other than by its ability, but it doesn't gain the abilities until your opponent's grade 3 or greater. So if your opponent's not grade 3 or greater, all this is gone.
No, okay, sure.
So, and it can only be written by its ability. So it's not even live until your opponent's grade 3.
Yeah, so there's going to be no point running to get to grade 4, but yeah.
But it does give you a Persona Ride.
It does give you a Persona Ride power, and then if you don't Persona Ride, if you just for some reason did, you still get an extra 5k. So it's still 15k to the front row.
So it's either 20k or 15k to the front row, which is dumb.
Honestly, even if you run Persona Ride, you kind of don't need him anymore because this is still 15k to the front row, and you're running low on space as it is.
Yeah, and this is triple driving, so it's 4 drive checks, and you don't have to discard for this restand like you would with the grade 3 Minerva.
Yeah.
So you just plus 4 cards. Granted, you minus a card from hand to get it out, but I don't think that's really much of a minus because you're probably going to put a card you want to call from Soul Blasting out anyways.
Yeah. So, or like put another copy exactly in there. So
you want to hear the funny fact? Is there's technically still a way to get the 5k even after Persona Riding. So it says if you did not ride during your ride phase this turn, this is an act ability to pull it out of Soul, correct? So you can still run Grail, activate Persona Ride, and then pull this out of Soul and get the plus 15, so it'd be 25k to front row.
Yeah, that is possible. That's stupid, but
you have you're gonna have grade 4s, grade 3s, and you're also gonna have Grail in your deck. So you might be a little cloggy doing it, but you can still do it.
You could still do it. So I think people aren't going to be running more than 1 grade 3 in the deck just for space.
No, they're probably gonna cut some of them.
Yeah, like
because you can still get the 15k to front row is still good. Like
15k is still good. It's still good numbers.
Yeah, especially when you're doing like 6 to 7 or 8 attacks, depending on how you combo out.
Yeah,
like it's gonna hurt.
So like Minerva is going to be doing some things.
And it retires itself. But like I said before, the triple rare we talked about before, the grade 2, on place from hand, you can Energy Blast to put a card from drop. So you just put this card back into your Soul the next turn. And you can just keep recycling the same grade 4. So you really don't even need that many of the grade 4 either. You just need to
I think people are still going to ride 4.
Oh yeah, because you still need to put
Minimum
it
3 just to make sure they see it.
Because right now, there's no way to directly put it from deck into soul.
Yeah.
Your ride line can look at the top 5 as you go through to dig for it, but you can still whiff those.
Yeah.
So you still need to see it. So I still think you're running 4, but I don't, like I said, like you said, I don't think you're going to be running many persona rides. If anything, I think they'll probably cut it down to like 1 or 2 in the deck, and then maybe run like
probably might not even run any at all.
I mean, you can just cut them and just run a Grail. So if you ever see Grail, you just get the dumb buff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Minerva.
Or Forwardall. Forwardall's still a thing.
People, I think that's going to be it. You're going to have people that try to do high roll with Grail, to just high roll people, or you're going to have people that are running consistency and is running Forwardall. Because that way they can get Forwardall grabs this, puts it into your hand, so you can just put it for the cost of something in the soul.
Yeah, put it in the soul for something.
And then you get Angelica to rear guard, which is a counter charger,
which they need. Which you need another for.
I think Forwardall's the smarter one, but I can see some people trying to high roll the Grail just for that reason.
I mean, plus Genesis is a bunch of soul charge shit, so you just have the random chance to use soul charge. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of having it? I mean, Forwardall is just nice because it gets 2 cards out of your deck, so that's pretty much it. Your deck thing.
Next, though, we got the last double rare for Stoicheia, Mythiarch Miyaki. Is a grade 1 double rare. Continuous back row rear guard. If you have 3 or more Mythiarch rear guards, this unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. Active during your opponent's turn 2. So, just having the back row, have like 3 of these and they just can't touch them. Then auto rear guard, when either your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Mythiarch in his card name is placed during your ride phase, or your opponent discarded a card from their hand by a card's ability this turn, cost Energy Blast 3 and put this card into your soul. Choose a unit with Mythiarch and its different card name from this card from your drop, call it to rear guard, and it gains power plus 5k.
That's decent.
It's not what we needed, but it's a really good card.
It's pretty decent.
Because
you get back what you need in the terms of whatever's in the drop already.
Well, the funny part about this card is like people are like, well, why does it say when your grade 3 or greater is placed or discarded? Because they both act at the same time. Because when you persona, whenever you ride, is when you make them discard cards. So why I had the clause?
If you have all those,
because the reason
meet
is
the condition.
Yeah, so the reason it is worded that way is because technically you can ride, don't have anything on board, right? And you can call this off the top 7, and then if you have the conditions to make them discard, you can still make them discard and then still proc this. Mm-hmm. So you can just basically oh, I didn't see anything I wanted. Well, I'll just call this and have it dig for more for a piece of my drop.
Yeah. But there are rare times when Mythiarch just has nothing on the field because you blew it up. And
I do have an issue with the whole soul thing because the last double rare we got put cards from hand into soul. This card goes into soul. The only card is soul blasting is the grade 1 that calls itself and gives behind the Vanguard. That's really the only thing that's soul blasting in the deck at the moment. So we have a lot of soul building and not a lot of stuff that's really using the soul. So maybe we'll get some cool support in the future of that soul blast. We'll see.
Mythiarch has been getting very consistent support compared to like Silhouette or anybody else.
Also, this card's really good because it says choose a unit card with Mythiarch in card name. So the promo can kill itself. And then next turn you can use this to bring the promo back.
Well, not can, it does kill itself.
Yeah. Next though, we got some Brantgate support. Hector?
The next one is Victory Heart Lillyway. Oh yeah, that one is essentially it's a grade 2, the clone copy of the Dark States one. But this one specifically is if you persona ride everything, but the other one, if your Order Zone has 3 or more cards cost, put the same thing, put a copy of it into decrease. But yeah, so this essentially does what it should for its specific nation.
I'm glad it said cards and not set orders because decks like Mythiarch and Snow don't play a lot of blitz orders, but they do put cards into order zones, so that does give the condition.
Yeah, because as long as it has 3 more cards, because Exceed.
I'm sorry, Impaldio, you're not getting to use this card.
Exceed the gauges don't count.
No, the player gets the automatic gauges. The orders they don't go to order zone. So you only have the set order token in your order zone. So Impaldio can't use this one, unfortunately.
But to be fair, I don't think anybody's going to be running this on podium.
Yeah, but decks like Mythish, I think it's, yeah, the Mythish. I know I said Mythiarch earlier. Mythish, Moon, and
Vice Ruger.
Yeah, that and Sarah Snow can use it at least because
Can doesn't mean they're going to.
they're probably not going to.
No, they wouldn't.
I honestly, these cycles are nice. I don't know if any decks are going to use them.
Unless you really.
I mean, it is nice because when you Persona Ride, they are 30Ks on their own. I will give that to it, but the whole extra critical effect.
Yeah, so you're basically
discarding cards for crits.
You're giving up another card from hand to be able to do that.
I don't see many of them using it.
No.
The next cards though on the Thursday stream, I see a lot of people using this stuff. So we got a new generic support. They are not cycles, surprisingly, but they do have an interesting thing in common. If any of you guys watch W Slasher, I'm gonna copy him. We're gonna call these fusion cyclers.
Fusion cyclers?
Yeah, because they actually, funny enough, they are two generic support cards that have been leaked in the early overdress combined into one card. And I'll explain when I talk about this one. So we got a Water Scale Warrior Monk Ryotu. It is a grade 1 triple rare auto rear guard. When this unit boosts a Vanguard, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gains power +5 into the end of battle. And then auto rear guard, when this unit attack boosted hits, or cost, retire this unit and countercharge 1. So countercharge and Dragon Empire, finally. And then auto rear guard, at the end of the battle, this unit boosted, you can counterblast 1, retire this unit, search your deck for up to 1 card with the same name as your Vanguard, reveal it, put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. The reason I said Fusion Cyclers is because this is both Tinchestead, I think his name is. It was a grade 1 when Overdress came out that if you boosted hit with it, you can counterblast to search for Persona Ride. And it's Goku.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's both of those two combined into one card with an extra 5K.
You're talking about the grade 1 blue dragon thing, right?
No, I'm talking about the Overlord support back in the day that said when it boosted, it can retire itself to countercharge if it hit.
Oh.
I'm
talking about the one that searches for the copy of it. Wasn't that the grade 1 dragon?
Yeah. It was like the grade 1 dragon.
Yeah,
it was like a stealth dragon. Yeah. So they basically combined those two and added a 5K clause.
Yeah. This, not 5K cost, 5K extra.
No, clause. I said 5K clause.
Yeah, clause. More than likely, this is going to be run in just about most Dragon Empire decks.
Fun fact: the boosted unit hits does not say Vanguard.
The unit, this unit boosts as long as it's anywhere, so you could put it in the fucking rear guards, and it's live. So Varga is now about to become a very on hit type of deck. Just put something whatever in front of Varga, put these two behind the rear guards, and we're golden.
Unfortunately, you're probably not going to use the second skill of Varga.
No, 100% you're not going to fucking use it. Unless for some reason they let the rear guard keep hitting and you're countercharging a lot and you have the CB for it, like Magical Christmas Land. Maybe if you're like, you're not going to use it on OG Varga because you have no more copies of the deck. You're probably going to use it when you have a Rakshasa by then. But even then, CB is already a weird thing. But like the fact that it's basically going to be on hit, central, because this just makes it like, do you want to hit? Do you not want to hit? Do you want to give me, do you want to take the easy hits and, give me CB for my shit later on, or not give me any CB for shit later and you have forced to run out of cards in your hand so I can kill you faster. So the fact that it is the on hit ability versus, fucking Bubble Main, as long as you get a set order, just as long as a boost just goes into soul and countercharges,
I think that's what Brant Gaze is going to be. He's going to have a Bubble Main tied into there. It'd be hilarious.
I already has a fucking Bubble Main, man.
But he can have a better Bubble Main.
Bubble Main's still better than this 10 times.
No, I'm saying have Bubble Main, but with an extra effect.
Do they fucking need it, honestly?
No, probably not. Just like Darkseid's, do they need this card?
Okay, yes. Took a second, but like, this is something we have been complaining in Dragon Empire for like just generically.
I still think this is nice that they have an option for countercharge. That is not the countercharge that certain decks needed.
100%, because if we had an actual Bubble Main, as long as your opponent has one or less rear guards, but 100%, that motherfucker was just playing every single fucking deck.
Yeah. Well, next we got to talk about the Dark Stage triple rare, who also, surprisingly enough, is a fusion of 2 effects that we've already seen into 1 card with an extra 5K.
With an extra 5K, plus it gets the added benefit of having a name.
Yeah. So Hector, what is the name?
So it's a grade 1. The name is Direful Doll Finley.
Already Android support.
Already Android support by default, which you may or may not run it depending on what you were doing it. But the auto ability is when this unit is placed on the rear guard, Soul Charge 1 right off the bat. Then act, rear guard once per turn, cost, Soul Blast 3, draw a card. If your opponent's grade is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets 5K until the end of turn. So it's was it Gungram?
Guggenrom, yeah.
Yeah, Gungram. And then the other ability acts from Soul, cost, bind this card, and Soul Charge 2. So it's the, what was it?
The Unicorn.
The Unicorn Pegasus thing.
Yeah.
Dimensional Creeper, what's the long called it?
Yeah.
D-Creeper.
Dimensional
Creeper.
D-Series D-Creeper.
Yeah, D-Series D-Creeper. It's like as long as Soul Blast it, whatever, and then Soul Charge 2.
So now you got 2 of those, but with Guggenrom attached to it, and an extra 5K.
Extra 5K. And it has Direful Doll name. So you have more shit to it. So I was like, I'm kind of excited. If this is what we for Dark States and Dragon Empire, those are both really good. What are we getting in Cater?
What are we getting Stoic? Hey,
So
bro, we're just gonna get a better Burrow Shrooms.
oh, fucking shrooms.
But last card I think of this, I can't remember. I don't think there's more cards of this, but the last card of the big reveals for this week is we got a new Regulus piece, and this thing's gonna be used a lot in certain decks.
Yeah, certain decks.
It is Primordial Heart Blaze. It's a grade 3 normal order. Order ability. Here's keyword already. This card can be played from drop if you have a Vanguard that has a clan icon. If you have a Vanguard with Persona Ride and you do not ride this turn, remove this card, activate Persona Ride until the end of turn. You cannot ride or activate Persona Ride. And you cannot ride and activate Persona Ride.
Yes.
Yeah. Other ability is continuous hand and drop. When you would pay the cost for stride, keyword.
Keyword.
If this card would be discarded for the cost that does not specify a specific name for your Vanguard, and your Vanguard has a clan icon, this card can be paid. The cost can be paid with remove this card from your hand or drop, and turn a card from your damage zone face up. Keyword, it does not say counter charge.
It just turns it up.
Which means that decks like Luard's Abyssal Owl can technically still counter charge at the end of the turn, because it's mostly made for cards say like Lazy and Night Rose, because it says when it dies, if you did not counter charge a turn, you can counter charge. So you can technically still use this ability to counter charge,
true.
And then counter charge off of that because it did not count as a counter charge.
Yeah, because it just turns face up.
Yes.
So right off the bat, this is support for encounter decks.
Yes.
That's a clan, that's the whole clan icon for if you have not Persona Ride.
Which is hilarious because it activates and drops. So that means for decks like Vermilion, you can discard this card for costs and then play it from drop. This
instantly replaces a Grail in all the encounter decks.
Yes, this is pretty much, if you're playing a clan, I'm pretty sure, definitely if you're playing a stride deck, I'm pretty sure this is the go-to Regalius piece you're going to be playing.
Because this basically is 2 strides for the cost of 1 card.
Yeah.
Stride it for the first time, and then later on when you're going to stride it again without not a specific one, use the ability to just go away.
Or you can discard this cost to ride to grade 3 and then activate its ability to stride.
Yeah, that too. But why not? Which is why you could just use this card twice.
Yeah,
it's better.
It also activates and drop. The reason it activates and drop though, that's why I'm saying that Night Rose is gonna love this, because you're just gonna mill this card and you're like, oh, it's on drop already. Yeah, this is stride.
Perfect. It's just.
It sucks that you can't stride into the Night Rose stride with this. You have to go into
the non-specific.
Obadiah.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it just gives you a better chance to,
Mm-hmm. I think this is gonna be good. The clan one, I think most of the time is just gonna be this card gets soul blasted out of your soul for some cost,
or they're gonna discard it. It
or
has
discard
utility.
for Persona Ride, or discard for PG. I mean,
yeah. So it's more utility.
Yeah. I think it's good. I don't think it's something crazy. I don't think it's going to be the next Fire Agellius, where it's abused in other decks. But for specific decks, this is a really good card. Talk about the next card, Hector.
All right, so the next one is actually very useful.
It's a really good card.
It's a really good card. It is a grade 1 called Lightning in the Dark Knight Undercover Viora. So it's grade 1. Auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard, if you have Vanguard with Undercover in this card and you prefer one of the following. Cost EB2, search up the deck for up to 1 Martyr to Trust, discard it and shuffle your deck. Already awesome. Second, cost CB1, choose one of the undercover gauges, turn it face up, put it in your hand if it has undercover in its card name, and turn it face down if it's not. So this is good because 1, it searches your Modern Trust, because right off the bat, your ride line will search for 2, but you wanted to get to 3 as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so the moment this is just dropped on rear guard, it just Energy Blast 2, get your third one, so you can meet your 5k condition for your Vanguard.
I mean, the EB, you really don't use much EB.
Well, you have an energy charger now, because last set you got a guy that countercharge and energy charge 3.
Yeah, so like you have the EB, you're playing along with the EB, so that's the thing. And then the CB1, choose one of your gauges, and if it's undercover, basically you're looking, and basically you can put Persona Ride in there, get Persona Rides back into your hand if you want to gauge it or something else or anything that you need. Basically, the grade 3. I think it's a great searcher for that.
I think the biggest merit of the second ability is if you wanted to, you can counterblast to keep adding into your hand, so it empties out your gauges, so your Vanguard can thin your deck more and put more back into your gauges. So like you're like, I don't want to call this card in the battle phase. I want to just call this card now. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna counterblast, flip this, grab this, and then Vanguard just fill them back up.
Deck thing even more. Just make it forward. It's like, this card is nice. Plus, it's a grade 1. We needed more grade 1s to be able to put in the back row to do shit. Yeah, because
I think the only really grade 1s you had is the dog, right?
The cat.
Your cat, yeah.
Yeah, the cat. And then most people put the ride line grade 1, which all it does is gain power, which is, so it is. But like now we have this. So this just makes it even better.
So yeah, I think this is a really good offer.
It's not what the deck needed, but it's a nice quality of life.
I will say this double rare does more for your deck than what Glass's double rare did for its deck.
To be fair, nobody cares about Glass until Estacion comes out.
Yeah, Glasses was good, like you said. It was okay, but we needed to speed the deck up. We didn't need to make the deck more slower. It was already tanky enough. We didn't need more tanks. That is it for the leaks for this V-Time, or for this past week. The next streams we are going to get Tuesday. We are going to get triple rare generics for Brantgate, Keter, and Stoicheia,
which is all the grade 1s,
and a product showcase because they're going to be opening the set on stream. So this is going to be the last of the leaks for set 9. And then Thursday stream. Where was it? We're going to get some new tournament promos for Japan. These are going to be the English October and November promos for Akalibra, Pale Moon, and Hermania.
Hey, Matt, watch it be Liqueur support.
No, actually, I think because it says Pale Moon and it doesn't say Encounter support, I think that this is going to be the orders for Hari and Night Rose. Kind of how like Luar and all the other Stride decks got orders that worked with them.
I mean, but if it would have said that, it would have said Pale Moon and Stoicheia. It just says Pale Moon.
Oh no, but they could be saying there's usually 6 promos. So there's another 3 that we're probably going to get Tuesday.
Well, yeah, but it would have said Stoicheia.
We still get Stoicheia next week. We don't get all the promos at once, Hector. They split them up all the time.
True. Also reprints for 12 of 6 cards.
Phil should be happy about the Hermania support. That's powerful, so he's going to be happy about that.
I'm happy about the Akalibra support.
So
there's possibility rumors going on. People have been speculating that maybe we finally get our personal booster.
No, yeah, probably.
Which is gonna be stupid, because if it's gonna be the personal booster, it's a 15k booster and it's gonna have overcharge, so it's gonna be a 25k opposed to 23.
I think the most important fact of this is I think this is the first Divine Skill deck to get a promo. I don't think any other Divine Skill deck has gotten a promo yet. So I think this is the first deck with the Divine Skill to get a promo. Alden didn't get one. Don't think.
Divine Skill didn't.
Never mind.
Wellstra,
I take it corrected. Blackmire did get a promo.
yeah, Blackmire got the grade 1 Netherworld Butcher.
So technically this is the second.
But didn't also Wellstra get the grade 1 that whenever you ditch it, you can either
there was
an assault.
there was a blitz support promo.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Never mind. Regardless, it's nice to know
Plus,
that.
wasn't there an order that says for Lyrical that if you have a Vanguard with Divine Skill, you do something for free?
Okay, there's been a few. All right.
I'm just going off a list
There's
here.
been a few.
But this is the first one where it's like direct support like that.
Moving on to the
Wait,
to the-
also, isn't that the Dark States? Isn't that the Dark States one?
yeah, the Pale Moon one here is here in the
Oh yeah. So then, where the hell do you see the order?
yeah, never mind. So yeah, it's an actual Pale Moon support. I'm just getting proven wrong left and right.
But the Angel though, the Angel.
But that moving on to news, we've got an artworks for the triple rares for the Keter generic, which is going to be like an Angel Feather.
Yeah,
unit.
Angel, which a black and white scissor sword thing.
And the Stoicheia, which looks like a an elf pulling stuff out of a garden.
Carrots.
Which typically, whenever we have types of vegetables or plants in the artwork, usually it means plant token support. So it might actually be a
God.
what do you call it?
Mushrooms.
Burrow shrooms clone, like making plant tokens. We'll see. We got some more information on what was it?
Set 10.
Set 10. We've gotten the full name for Jewel with some flavor text. You got the Gaboyes playmat that Hector kind of teased about earlier for Japan. So
Kind of want it. Actually looks really nice.
yeah. And they also have a crit marker instead of an energy marker, which is interesting. I don't know which event that is.
This is for the month of August.
And lastly, English promos for the next 2 months. We got the
This one. So we're finally getting the Divine Sister Arroz con Leche.
Yep, we're getting the Stoicheia Roa support that you're probably never going to see ran. We got the order we were talking about earlier for if you have a divine skill, you can play it from drop and stuff like that. What was you again? Oh yeah, Nirvana support. There's another prayer dragon. The set order for
Direful Doll.
Direful Doll. And I think the important one out of all this, because these are going to be legal for specific for Rosemont and future shot or what do you call it? BSFs. More El de Glima support as a promo that is actually really good.
Shit.
I don't know if you've read this card or not.
No. If your Order Zone has a research, this unit gets 5k shield.
So
Trash.
it's a 10k shield.
Yeah, trash, whatever.
This is the other
the other act Order Zone. Great. Bind this card. Choose a set order from your draw. Put this into your hand. If you have a grade 3 good or Vanguard with a this card, then choose the one set order from your hand and put it into your. Oh my god, this is stupid.
Yeah.
This is gonna be stupid.
Yeah, and it's just cool. I'll activate the monster research, put it in the order zone, and then activate an order zone. Just keep filling up my order zone. Yeah, the card's gonna be done. I don't know how many they're gonna run, but the fact this is gonna be legal, get ready to start seeing those around.
Yeah, I think Lima was already gonna be there, but it's just gonna be more slightly better consistent now.
Oh yeah.
And then the other reprints are what?
This is for the next 2 months, so that means.
Well, I'm talking about these cards. The reprint is.
Nectar of Sensationalism. So the card that gives crits that Soke likes to play. The Blitz order that a lot of Brand Gate players like to use. That
Freezing Wave.
Yeah. And the Keter order that gives 10k to some draws cards.
For boost. A Warrior's Wrist. Really good fucking card in Hound Racer.
Yeah. But
on theme too.
This is going to be for June and July. So we still have the August and September promos, which the August, September, if you're going to Duluth in English, those will be legal. And I'm pretty sure that's where Orphist is getting his set order along with, there was another set order that was important in there too.
Oh yeah, it was Orphis and who else? Heroes.
Heroes, you get the other base.
Yeah, the other base, the grade 1 base.
So
which fuck, I need to get those.
So the heroes will be able to be playing those with the new hero support for that set. So that'd be interesting. Yeah, that's it for this V-Time. If you like this video, you can subscribe. You got some more content. If you want to see even more content than that, we can become a member. We have some perks for members. You can see some extra videos. You can be in some streams with us, some fan fights and stuff like that. And, you can check us out on some stream. You can check like this podcast out on some other podcasting stuff. Philip has them there. So if you just want to listen to us and not see our dumb faces, you can just listen.
Yeah, it's been a while, so he hasn't clearly done the whole spiel. And
Phil usually does your spiel. It's been the first time since I've been in a pilot seat, so yeah.
Because last V-Time was over 3 fucking hours.
Yeah, we had to cover almost entire set 9. Is that funny part about that V-Time was we recorded part of it, and then by the time Phil didn't get a chance to edit it, so it was already the next week. We're like, fuck it, we'll just add it to it. So we just combined 2 V-Times into one.
Combine 2 V-Times into one. It's like, fuck it, just go.
But yeah, with that, we'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully next week.
Yes, we're gonna try to keep a schedule like we used to. V-Time.
Hopefully. I've been Alex.
I've been Hector.
See you guys next one. Bye. That was your moment to woo.
Don't look at me.
You're supposed to woo.
Oh, that's Philip for you. That's Philip for you.